Coyote is not uh, committed to any of the record contracts and life stuff that that we deal with every life. So, and maybe she is kind of comparing Shepherd to the Coyote because Shepherd, if that's true, and he's married and he has another girlfriend, he's kind of almost acting like carefree or whatever, and not really anchored down anywhere,
Hmm. Yeah, I got
and and so maybe that's where the comparison is.
you. Hmm.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and that guy over there is Chris. And Chris, what do you have for me today?
Okay, I got a song by Joni Mitchell called Coyote.
I know it.
Hmm.
I know it.
How long has it been since you heard it? It's not something you really run
No,
into a lot
no,
without going for
no.
it specifically.
The thing is that just like that Doors song that we did just recently, the Changeling,
Hmm.
it's one that I know of and I actually like,
Hmm.
and I like Coyote. But yeah, no, it's been a while. It's been a
Okay,
while.
so that's cool.
All right. All right. So everyone's seeing this on the camera. I'm going to accept Chris's offer to listen to Coyote.
You have to.
You know what, too? It's a really good song. And also, I wonder how I don't know how many reactors out there really doing Coyote, and I think it's worth it. All right,
Yeah,
cool. All right,
sure.
let's do it. Let's do it.
All right,
All right, man. All right, I'll come
go
back.
to it.
No regrets, Coyote. We just come from such different sets of circumstance. I'm up all night in the studios and you're up early on your ranch. You'll be brushing out a broodmare's tail while the sun is ascending, and I'll just be getting home with my reel-to-reel.
All right, before I let that get too far in, let me pull that back because this song has such a vibe, such a chill vibe. Her voice helps to set the tone like immediately, but the guitar, the light touch on that, the bass actually, I think, um, is very healthy throughout this whole entire song. But let's start this over and go. That's pretty.
No regrets, Coyote. We just come from such different sets of circumstance. I'm up all night in the studios and you're up early on your ranch. You'll be brushing out a broodmare's tail while the sun is ascending, and I'll just be getting home with my reel-to-reel. There's no comprehending just how close to the bone and the skin and the eyes and the lips you can get, and still feel so alone, and still feel related, like stations in some relay. You're not a hit-and-run driver, no, no, racing away. You just picked up a hitcher, prisoner of the white lines on the freeway. A farmhouse burning down in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night. We rolled right past that tragedy till we turned into some roadhouse lights where a local band was playing. Locals were up kicking and shaking on the floor. The next thing I know, that coyote's at my door. He pins me in a corner and he won't take no. He drags me out on the dance floor and we're dancing close and slow. Now he's got a woman at home. He's got another woman down the hall. He seems to want me anyway. Why'd you have to get so plump and lead me on that way? You just picked up a hitcher, a prisoner out the white lines on the freeway.
What I love about the song too is how
on her acoustic, just that rhythm. It's just that just from beginning to I believe right towards the end, it just takes the song, just moves it along. But in the meantime, there's these very cool uh, chord changes, that are so effective. So as she's telling us the story, or really talking about to the coyote, um, it's uh, it's just effective. Just keeping everything moving and interesting. She's just so no one like her. No one like her.
A prisoner of the white lines on the freeway. I looked a coyote right in the face. On the road to Jenny near my old hometown, he went running through the whisker weed, chasing some prize down, and a hawk was playing with him. Coyote was jumping straight up and making passes, and those same eyes just like yours, under your dark glasses, privately probing the public rooms, peeking through keyholes in numbered doors, where the players lick their wounds and take their temporary lovers and their pills and powders to get them through this passion play. No regrets, Coyote. I just get off a boat race. You just picked up a hitcher, a prisoner of the white lines on the freeway. Coffee shop. He's staring a hole in his scrambled eggs. He picks up my scent on his fingers while he's watching the waitresses' legs. He's too far from the Bay of Fundy, from Appaloosas and eagles and tides, and the air-conditioned cubicles and the carbon ribbon rides are spelling it out so clear. Either he's gonna have to stand and fight or take off out of here. I tried to run away myself, to run away and wrestle with my ego. But this flame, you put her in this Eskimo, in this hitcher, in this prisoner of the fine white lines, of the white lines on the free.
Yeah, that's just a beautiful song.
Hey,
Okay. And so I can't say, oh my God, I never heard the song
no,
before. Um, but also
no,
happy that I did the song.
okay.
And yeah, it's so, and I look at Coyote as that sort of pivot point for her. Because my
Yeah.
understanding is that it was recorded on an album, I think it was like the mid 70s, and it was recorded
75.
on an album,
Yeah,
75.
yeah.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's on an album that I forgot the name of it. I think it begins with an H. And but I believe that's album.
Hijira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe that album
Which
has
actually came out in 76. Okay.
some interesting songs, sounds,
Mhm.
jazz kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's where she, and then knowing her career, right? She went down
Mhm.
that road. Very interesting, complex kind of
Yeah.
jazz. Um, and what's interesting is that this song was kind of a throwback.
Yeah, because this isn't really, I didn't really get a jazz thing out of this one.
Right, right.
This is more like something on her album Court and Spark, you know?
Okay. Now, not
It
jazz,
might have
but
been right before this. I don't know.
the thing is that I could see where this, if the song was like a person, you know, one foot was like pointing to the future and one was going backwards, you know, and I think maybe that was, you know, that
That's
was
it.
the
You mean
stronger
stumbling.
foot, you know.
You mean stumbling.
Well,
That's what that
because
would do, I
even
think.
though the song didn't have jazz, it had a lot of chord changes in it. There was, which made it really interesting. There was a lot of different things going on with this song. Again, I still think it's a throwback because it was stripped down, you know, compared to,
Mhm.
if I remember correctly, you know, with the other stuff that was on that album, stripped down. Joni's playing, you know, just like an acoustic, just strumming it, basically
Mhm.
from beginning to end. That is just moving, propelling the song. That's the
Right.
rhythm, right? And
Right.
then around that, you've got these changes, you know, these chord
Uh-huh.
changes. It's her who's kind of like weaving in and out, whatever. Her voice is like, you know, stronger than ever. And it's Joni Mitchell-y as ever, you know. And it's
Yeah, no,
beautiful, and it's a very interesting song, you know, from what I remember. I don't know how much you know about it. I mean, the fact that you should know, because right, because you're the one who asked me to listen to it.
wow, so
um
demanding. I did, you know, I did
so
my
maybe I'll stop, because
due
sometimes
diligence.
I have a habit of just kind of
Go
just
on. No,
going.
go on. Go on.
Yeah, okay, until I stumble and you're like, no, you're wrong, you got that completely wrong. But my understanding is that I think she was on her way to some sort of music festival or something, and she was hitching, and she well, they were on the way to the festival, and then she met up with a bunch of people, and including Sam Shepard, who is a
Right.
screenwriter slash actor, and I think she had a little fling with him, and I think at
Mhm.
the time that he had, maybe he was married, maybe he had another thing going on. So, you know, he definitely was a player, from what I understand.
Yeah, I got
And
that out of this, that this is about players or a player.
right. And that in the meantime, maybe she's going through a transformation in her life too, that, you know, nature, I think where she lived, or, you know, also what also sort of drew her, you know, when the stresses of life in Hollywood or music, whatever like that, you know, nature was always something that, you know, called to her or whatever. So she was drawn to that. And the coyote, I believe, represents that. And that she might even had a personal, you know, encounter with the coyote and something like that. And she was connected. She was almost like comparing
Well,
Coyote, real
what
Coyote,
a
to
coyote,
Sham Shepherd. And they was almost like, you know, because,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
what I'm
And
wondering
that's
is
kind of it.
what are characteristics of coyotes that she would be, you know, why she would be using that as a comparison? Um, are they scavengers? I mean, I'm wondering if that's like, you know, a player being like, hey, you'll get take anything, you know, kind
Yeah,
of.
that's the thing. That's the thing, right?
I should
I have
look
to.
that up.
I've got
I
to look at
didn't
the
do my
lyrics. I
homework
didn't. I
totally.
didn't pull up. Yeah, I mean, I've. al- I've. I mean, that's kind of the way I took it. That, you know, the coyote represents something that is free, something that's free and does what it wants. You know,
Mhm.
and not saying that what it, you know, it has to kind of. It sort of just moves to its own sort of path and direction and something like that. And
Mhm.
like, you know, the coyote is not. uh committed to any of the record contracts and life stuff that, you know, that we deal with every life. So and maybe she is kind of comparing Shepard to the coyote, because Shepard, you know, if that's true and he's married and he has another girlfriend, he's kind of almost acting like carefree or whatever, and not really anchored down anywhere, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, I got
And and so maybe, you know, that's where the comparison is, you know.
you. Mhm.
um Yeah, you know, but
I'm looking it up now, but I can't find anything in time.
okay, okay.
I'm looking up traits and they're telling me all kinds of biological things, you know, anatomical things. And
But the music is so good.
yeah, oh yeah, let me talk
The
about the music. I
music
can
is
say something
so
about that. Here we go.
it's
I don't know if you were paying close attention to the bass.
the bass. I was about to go into the bass. So it's all about
Yeah,
the bass sometimes,
yeah.
right?
Because it wasn't like this powerful sound, you know, the tone of the bass wasn't all encompassing. It was very isolated. Um,
Very clever though. Very
you heard of this guy. I'm, Yeah, I'm assuming you know this. You've heard this name at least. Jaco Pastorius on bass.
No,
Yeah,
no.
he's really, one of the best of the best. And just before, if you want to say something about the bass, I just want to say something about this first. The lead
Yeah,
guitar
sure.
was Larry Carlton, who,
Steely
remember,
Dan.
he played lead guitar on the
Yeah,
Steely Dan song
yeah,
we
yeah,
covered,
yeah.
Daddy Don't Live in That New York City.
Right. Yeah.
And he also, like I mentioned in that video, he played the lead guitar. He played the lead guitar in Kid Charlemagne by Steely Dan also.
Right.
It's
Right.
like, yeah, a lot. That's what stands out mostly in people's minds from that song. And he was a studio musician, played with so many artists. Again, the best of the best. So
Yeah.
Joni Mitchell was getting top notch there.
Yeah.
The stars usually do, I guess, right?
Do you know if he played on the rest of the album? Any other songs
That I
on
don't
that?
know. You're really stumping me here. You're really making it look like I didn't do it.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
Well, then our video would go on for 45 minutes then,
Now, now, you're relying on me to be an amazing editor. There's just only so much that I can just change and tweak, and but
Why? You can put all that in there.
yeah, sure, yeah. Try
Doesn't
to
matter to
drop this.
me.
I'll try to like make you say things, answer
Yeah, you'll
questions.
put it. You'll edit it so I say all kinds of crazy shit.
But do you have more Joni Mitchell? Because I mean,
gotta
I
think-
do like her. She's actually someone
Yeah.
that I do. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe-
do. I do. I have one song in particular that I'd like you to react to. We'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
We got a lot in that list. So
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So I guess I take us out, right?
sure.
All
Don't be
right. So
shy.
hopefully this was fun and entertaining and informative. How much I know about the song that Chris wanted me to do. And with that said, everyone, please, if you liked it, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, come on, subscribe. And that said, Chris, have a good night. And everyone, till another episode of Into the Music.
See y'all.